Tracy Kay here, the Joyful Voyager, on this rainy Thursday. I wanted to come to you today to talk about something that many of you have been asking me. As you know, of course, nobody's really traveling right now for especially leisure travel, but people are thinking about it. And I'm getting questions about, well, I want to go someplace, but I'm not sure what to do, how to approach this, because what if? Okay, so I'm going to bring you I'm going to talk about three main points this morning that will help you out. Now, I wish I had a crystal ball, but I really don't. But let's start with point number one. This is how you make a decision. First of all, you want to decide where and when you want to go. Okay, so for example, depending on the country, there's different restrictions in place. Like restrictions might be tougher, say, for Europe or for the Caribbean or for Mexico. So I'm going to use an example. I'm going to use Costa Rica. Okay, let's take to help you in your decision-making process. Costa Rica is a hot destination. And it would be because it's got beautiful beaches, gorgeous nature if you're a nature person. They even have a gorgeous volcano, the Arenal Park. I mean, and they've got gorgeous 5-star resorts. So it's been a hot destination. And I'll give you an example of, well, what do I do, where and when? I have a client, who was going to be going in May, but because of COVID, things had to be, they had to move their honeymoon. So we have moved it to August. Now, the nice thing about it is that we, so far, keeping an eye on Costa Rica, and I do that through the State Department and also through the resources that I have as a travel advisor, I'm able to keep an eye on that for them. So Costa Rica right now, for the time that they want to go, is open. So which brings me to my next point. So you have to consider before I get to the next point, you have to consider where you're going and when. Because right now things are a little dicey, but from June timeframe on, there are locations that are opening up for business. So that brings me to the next point. If you haven't before, use a travel agent. Yes, and the reason is because, look, you could do 1-800 whatever. You can go to any website, you can book things, and they might have, we guarantee this and we guarantee that. But because the travel situation is so volatile, you just never know. What's open, today may not be open tomorrow. A good travel agent has your best interests at heart. So, for example, let me bring it back to the couple I was dealing with. Since I'm the one that booked their honeymoon, they could come to me. Yeah, there's a toll-free number they could have called, but do you really want to deal with that? They could come to me and say, hey, help, can you please, I reached out to them. That's the other thing. I proactively reach out to them. I could help them move their honeymoon, which I did. So they didn't have any of that aggravation. I have the ability to reach out and be their advocate. That's what you get with a good travel agent, because a good travel agent is going to care about you. So that is why it's very important, because if you need to move your travel for any reason, do you really want to call a toll-free number and wait behind 200 other people who are trying to do the same thing? Also, we keep an eye on things for you. So if you're, like, for instance, looking at maybe taking a trip later in the year, there's nothing wrong with booking it, like, say, Costa Rica. I have an eye on things. They're opening, the resorts I'm looking at are open from June on, starting beginning June. So, but I keep an eye on it. Okay, the other thing I want to tell you is that the last thing is about travel insurance. This is the third point. The third point is that when you look at travel insurance, you want to get the cancel for any reason, CFAR. That is very important these days because of the changing situation. Cancel for any reason typically will not give you back 100% of your non-refundable travel charges, but depending on the company, can give you up to 80%. And the reason is because it is canceled for any reason. So canceling for reasons that are not under the policy as a covered reason. So if for some reason you're scared to go because it's like, you know what, we can't go, or, you have a little bit more leeway. Now, that said, I want to make the disclaimer that the insurance company is the final arbiter of what they will cover, cancel for any reason or anything else. So what I like to do for my clients is that you travel agent, I always, as a travel agent, I recommend that if you have any questions, I can show you what the insurance is, but I can't say, oh, they'll absolutely cover that. Can't do that. The insurance company can make that call. So if you have any concerns, one thing I like to do is connect you with the insurance company so that you can ask whatever questions you need to. And then if you feel comfortable with proceeding, then I can go ahead and get the policy for you. And that's what I recommend. Well, any travel agent should do that. And, the reputable ones will do that for you. But that said, there is no crystal ball. And the whole thing about travel is it's really an emotional decision. There's some people that are just itching to get out there. I'm one of them. But understanding that everybody's situation is different. Another thing you have to consider, too, is if you go someplace and you come home, just be prepared. You may have to quarantine for a couple of weeks. You may not, depending on where you are. The other thing is that you have to consider the family members you're traveling with. But like anything, you just have to be safe. So just to leave you with a few final notes, this is a short video today. I hope this answered some questions. And if it didn't, you have another question or something you'd like me to address, please comment below and I will get back to you on it. I just want to tell you that if you want to travel is going to come back, but it's going to be an individual decision, no matter what the government says, no matter what the airlines say or any of the travel providers. It's an individual decision for you. So the first thing, where and when do you want to travel? I would say, sometime in the summer, you could look at a destination. Costa Rica is a good one, but you might have other ideas. So pick a destination, and then from there, you can go to state.gov and you can see what the State Department is saying about travel to those areas. And then also keep bringing it up, but a travel agent can also give you information like resorts are starting to open back up in Mexico, but that's an area I have to watch because some resorts are open, some are not. So that's something we keep eyes on, that kind of stuff. And then, like I said, just do everything you can to prepare. And when you travel, everybody's got disinfectant wipes and hand sanitizer. Now the real world is that when you travel, take that stuff with you. Yes, wipe down the surfaces in your hotel room if you're going to go to a resort. Keep your hands washed. The resorts are going to do what they can to keep everybody safe because obviously they want you to come back. The reputable ones will. So, like I said, don't be afraid. Just make a decision. And then if you don't decide to travel this year, fine. Lots of people are telling me they're comfortable for 2021, but I would say the same rules apply. Think about where and when. I definitely use a travel agent for the reasons I mentioned, and then look at it, make sure you get the cancel for any reason insurance. And before you go and purchase the policy, you want to understand what the coverages are. I talked about this in the video I did on Travel Insurance 101. It's on my Facebook page, The Joyful Voyager. But you definitely want to look at the coverages because not all travel insurance is created equal. So if you want to check that out, it's on there. But like I said, I just wanted to address this. Like I said, there is no magic wand or crystal ball, but this is how I'm, recommending that people approach this. Like I said, reach out if you have any questions, comments. I'd love to hear them. And thank you so much for joining me today.